Ghosts in Us contains serious and sometimes disturbing events and is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. And there is the very distinct shape
really
of a
dark
man.
figure that was standing in the doorway.
I'm living an episode of Kindred Spirits right now.
And I just want them to tell me their stories.
So he thinks the life was sacrificed for the spell.
It had the crying boy painting.
Something demonic that was mocking me.
Are you kidding?
It was completely involuntary, but I started crying. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Ghost in Us podcast. Welcome to my new place. It's not decorated yet, but we're getting there.
Empty walls.
Yeah. Today we have Mike Redman.
Yes, that is correct.
From RED Paranormal, our friend. I've worked with Mike at the Sheboygan Asylum a couple times. So what brings you in?
To tell ghost stories.
Hell yeah.
All about that life.
Hell yeah. All right. So my first question to you is, what got you into the paranormal?
Good question. I think probably there's a level of once I started seeing ghost hunters on TV, then I'm like, oh, this is actually a thing. This is actually something you can do. But I mean, growing up in my mom's house that she just moved out of, there's always weird stuff happening. I've always just I had weird things happening there, and then started seeing the TV show, and I'm like, oh, this is a legit thing. And then I just kept watching the shows. And then I was old enough that I could actually afford to buy my own toys. So, so then I started doing that and actually getting involved with little tiny investigations,
right.
And as the helping at the asylum now and stuff like that. So I'm actually doing, I'll say quote unquote proper investigations. I'm sure they could be more professional.
Right.
But
what are some of the places you've been to other than the asylum?
Yeah. So outside of the asylum and outside of Glen Beulah School, I've finally actually had a chance to do that once. Not many, mostly Brock's, my partner's house, his family's house, I should say, his parents' house. We did a couple of investigations there and had some good stuff come up. There's a bar in my hometown I was actually invited to do an investigation. That's
pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm very surprised because I don't know why. That town is just kind of very, I don't know the right word to use. I think skeptical probably. So
right.
There's a lot of people that are like, oh, that's fake. That's not real. And then apparently after that was done, there was rumors flying around that I was afraid to go to the other bar to do it. So we can talk about that too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So not many places. I'm trying to weasel my way into places.
Yeah.
A lot of places where I live now up in Door County, they're like, we don't want the reputation of being haunted.
But you can get so much more
But Door County has so many places.
That's what I'm saying.
We did have the haunted trolley that they go to all these places that they supposedly are haunted.
And I went on that thinking well, I'm gonna get some leads, right? And then I can reach out to these people that run it. And
that's what we thought.
And then so one of them, Eagle Bluff Lighthouse, for example, that's one of the places.
That's one of the places we were gonna try and check out. Was one of the lighthouses.
Yeah, I remember on the Door County ghost trolley thingy, they were talking all about the history and we were just staring up at the sky because we could see the northern lights a little bit or something. We didn't listen whatsoever.
No, you could not see them at all.
No, we could.
I didn't see them.
We just couldn't take pictures. It wouldn't show up on a phone.
Oh my
we were so excited about it.
I don't remember that trip at all.
You were kind of disappointed.
I was so disappointed.
When I took that trolley thing, I was pretty bummed too.
Did they hand you?
It seemed more it's going to be haunted, scary story time, not actual.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect to be able to sit and investigate or anything.
No, neither did.
But I expected to be this is actually what people report. But it's to me, it was presented more as Halloween haunted house.
Did they show you a picture of a figure in a window
at the Alexander Noble House? Yes, they did.
And then you walk over there and you could see the figure right there. It's a mannequin.
I could see the wedding dress right there.
It's
next to the
so
window.
Dumb. Don't try to play that off.
They literally were just this is the picture we caught of an apparition, and I was like, that's a shadow from the mannequin.
And then
the
one
was
faces blowing away. I'm like, that's
okay. I'm so glad that you feel the same way.
It's not just us.
No, I went on that thing. Like I said, get leads, maybe get an idea of like, hey, you know, I can maybe ask these people. And the Alexander Noble House, they mentioned there that they've even had some of the TV shows and stuff reach out to them and want to investigate, and they just keep telling them no because it's a museum. So I get to a degree, but we want to keep the stuff protected and safe. But like, do you really think a camera crew's going to come in here and just destroy this place? And that's going to bring you so much more business.
Fill out a contract and make people sign it.
Right.
Like,
that's my
or a waiver or something. I don't know.
Like, I wanted to be like, do you know how much we had in ticket sales at the Asylum when it's on TV twice? They like skyrocketed. You could have your sales here skyrocket if you let a TV show come in.
The only problem with that house is that it's right across the street from like 3 or 4 bars. Yes. So like the noise contamination would be insane.
They'd have to at least shut something down or.
Well, I think that might be a big
part
contention
of the
piece.
But yeah, even the Eagle Bluff Lighthouse, I emailed the county officials and stuff that run that, and I was like, just shoot my shot basically.
Right.
And she's like, because I mentioned, I was like, they mentioned this on that trolley tour. She's like, well, we don't really want the reputation of us being haunted because we want it to be like a place families can come and look at in the sun, like during tourist season and stuff. I'm like, you might want to tell the people running the trolley tours.
Yeah, right.
They're bringing everybody there saying it's super haunted.
I know.
I think the one thing from that trolley tour that we actually enjoyed was when we went to like the state park or whatever and we saw the cemetery and we tried to go back there on our own time.
We did.
But we didn't have money to like put in it to go in.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't want to get in trouble and get a ticket.
To go in, the money to go in the cemetery?
It was in, there was like a grave site that was in the state park.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like, geez, really nickel and diamond people.
I know.
Your camera shut off.
Oh man, how the heck did that happen?
Oh no,
it was fully charged.
I watched it flash a little bit.
What the heck?
And there's a pause.
Yeah, and this will be cut. That's so weird.
Get the little placard.
Let's try this again. Okay. If it goes off again, I don't know how much of the show that we missed now.
No, I just watched it do it.
Oh, it just did it? Okay, good.
It's good that someone's got eyes on it at least. I didn't even clock that light turned off.
That's good. I never clapped to know that to like sync everything together. So this is going to be a mess.
My eyes have been like watching everything just on like peripheral vision lately.
No, so what people don't know, the chair that Mike is sitting in is a chair that I caught an SLS figure in, and I can throw a clip in the show. There's an item next to his tablet that is supposedly has an attachment on it. It's a fire helmet. If you've watched our episode, because you were in it, with Sam and Ashley from the Fox Valley Ghost Hunters, we did an investigation together, and I got a fire helmet from the guy who says has a weird attachment. I'm not kidding you though. When he grabbed it, he had goosebumps shoot up both his arms, and he just picked it up, and it poof. And I was like, whoa.
And then you gave it to me, and
then I gave it to you.
Whenever I hold it, I get tingles.
Well, you wanted a haunted item.
I know, and now I got 3 of them.
And now you got 3 dolls, or little 2 trinkets and a doll. And we're getting a little collection. I don't want to be Zach Baggins. Let's not be dicks about it.
We wouldn't be assholes about the collection, at least. Like, I say good morning, good night, children, all the time.
Oh my God, when I walk in here,
offerings.
Since I've put these 2 items in my apartment, because that's where we're at, if I leave this door open at any point in time and I walk by, my anxiety spikes really bad.
Oh wow.
And I think it's just me psyching myself out at this point. But I always keep this door shut now. Now that this room is somewhat clean, I've picked up a lot of my gears just on the on the
so
side
clean.
here.
There's just nothing in here.
but I started hearing things like happen, like bangs and stuff on walls. But I want to say it's my neighbors and stuff. But I had this dream just this last night where it was a dream within a dream. So like I woke up in my dream and I looked through my bedroom door that's wide open, and it was wide open when I woke up because that's how I left it. But I saw a shadow figure walk by it was a dream. And I was like, holy shit, like what the fuck just happened? And like I woke up scared. And I was like, holy shit, if I open my eyes right now, I'm going to see something standing in my kitchen. I didn't, because when I opened my eyes, I was like, we're good. I was just like, I scared myself in my sleep. I've never had that happen before.
My first night with Barbara. That's how it was.
Really?
I could not sleep, and I'd wake up every 2 hours thinking like, oh my God. And I just didn't want to like look at the doorway. I was like staring at my ceiling like, okay. And then I would look and I'd be like, okay, nothing's so there. And then I would try to close my eyes and wake up 2 hours later, same thing again. Because I would hear like, I heard that the second night, and I told you about that.
That's right, you did.
And I was like, Babs is something right now.
Yeah, we're getting quite the collection here.
Off topic. We definitely got to do an episode of me just talking about everything I've been documenting.
Yes,
about Barbara.
please, we will do that. But anyway, back to you, Mike. Sorry, that was a quick that was a
we just got way
tangent.
off.
What were we talking about before the camera shut off?
When he like started getting into it.
Right.
Yeah, basically just odd things that happened at my house growing up, and then seeing the shows, and then getting big boy money that I could start buying my own stuff.
Big boy money.
Big boy money. That's how I feel.
That's the too long didn't read part of it.
That's okay. No, I understand. That's literally how I am. Literally everything I spent money getting everything ready just for this weekend.
Oh jeez.
Like I bought a desk that never showed up.
It's probably at my house right now.
I never got an email yet. I don't know. My phone's somewhere.
It's that time.
I actually have no idea where it is. Oh, it's right there. It's recording us.
Anyways,
that's where I'm at.
it's the day before Christmas Eve, y'all.
I know. Like, no, I appreciate you coming out right before the holidays and everything. So thank you.
I'm good.
Okay.
Whenever.
This is a silly thing. What was your first big boy purchase for the paranormal?
No, that's a good one.
I'm not gonna consider like K2's big boy because that's like $20. I'll say my most now granted, I have a very small collection of equipment. My most expensive currently is just probably my REM pod.
Yep.
Wasn't that one of your first?
I think that was my first because I don't want to include the cat balls because that's silly.
That's
the K2.
K2.
The other thing we bought like that motion light, that stupid trail cam.
That trail cam was fun to use though for a while because we did get a bid on it.
We didn't see anything on it, but it did trigger.
It triggered without anybody. We did it was our first investigation at the Jericho convent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we set it upstairs and we were downstairs and we had one of those motion lights.
Actually, my first big girl purchase was your spirit box. I bought that for you.
You did buy that for me, and then I got it
signed and then you bought a new one, and then we bought more and more.
Yep. The first spirit box I ever bought is now signed by Kane Hodder.
Oh, okay, nice.
Not only because he plays Jason and it's Kane Hodder.
He does paranormal investigations.
Oh, nice. So he's like one of the group or a part of this community. So I was like, I want to do something different. I don't think anybody's ever asked him to sign a piece of like ghost hunting gear. Right. Everybody asked him to sign Jason stuff because he's the best Jason.
Figure. I mean, come on.
He's the best Jason.
Right.
But I was like, I want him to sign my spirit box.
You should cut to a picture of him with you in a headlock.
I do have that. We have a group photo where you were in your Halloween makeup.
My lust.
Your lust and Zinger was in his.
What was Zinger even wearing?
You were lust and he was...
I think he was just wearing a cloak. I don't even think he was dressed up.
Wasn't he in gluttony?
No. No.
No.
He was nothing.
I'll put both of the pictures in here, but yeah, I got a cool headlock by Jason himself, so that was cool. But yeah, that was your first big purchase was the spirit box for me because you were very kind.
Mm-hmm.
My first big purchase was a really cheap recorder. The digital recorder.
Yeah.
That was my first piece of gear I ever bought. I still have it somewhere. I think it might be in a tub in one of my closets somewhere. But now the most expensive piece of equipment. Oh my God. What is happening? Oh, jeez, Louise.
Whenever one of the chairs like somebody's sitting in it, and I don't want them filmed.
It could be. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you just checked it. It was fully charged.
It's still charged.
Is there like a setting on it where it only records for a certain amount of time and then it shuts off?
I'm gonna try that once.
I know my I have a crappy old school digital camcorder.
Yep.
It doesn't stop recording, but it saves them in 10-minute increments.
I have an
I had
old
to go
one
buy
like
an
that.
external mic. That's another one of my little purchases. An
Yep.
external mic because I used it at the Asylum one night. We didn't have a group the first round, so
All right, camera's back.
we did our own little thing beforehand.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening back, and I'm like, "What is this?" I'm like, "What is this ticking?"
It's the camera.
Damn internal clock in the camera must be right next to the mic. So all I can hear is this ticking. So I'm like, I had to go buy an external mic for my camera so I wouldn't have to listen to ticking the whole time.
This episode's gonna be such a bitch to edit. So thank you for bearing with me.
It's gonna be fun for you.
It's gonna be a bitch.
You'll be having so much fun.
No, this is a bitch. I know it. But thanks for sticking with me, everybody. Everything should be okay now. Please keep an eye on that.
Yep.
Thanks for catching up as we're going. Okay. So, God.
Ask the big boy purchase. We asked how we started.
I'm losing train of thought here. Thank you.
Would you like to share one of your stories?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Share one of your stories.
I've got a slew of just little stories. I don't have a big grand.
That's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
That's perfect.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna try to go in somewhat chronological order. I'll start with the house that my parents owned when they were together when I was just a wee tot. And this is more all hearsay from my mother, so bear with me. Little things, but she kind of felt she knew there was something there. Her biggest tell that she always knew was that my sister and I, because my sister would have been not even 1 year old, honestly, because I think she was only a year when they split. So my sister and I would sit in the dining room, pitch black, and just laugh at the corner, I guess, and sit and giggle and talk to something. I wasn't talking to her because she couldn't talk back.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom's like, there's got to be something here. And I think she did enough research that there was, I think, an old nurse or something. Don't quote me on that. But
we won't. We'll just quote you on it.
From what she, from what she explained, she is some kind of grandmotherly type of figure.
Mm-hmm.
But cut 2 years later, she knows the man who owns it now. And she's hung out with her for a group of friends and stuff. He's been there, and she's asked has anything weird happened at that house? Anything weird at all? And he's like, when I moved in, I heard the medicine cabinet shut every morning. I think at 3 or 4 in the morning or something super early. He's like, he's like, and thinking about it, I still hear it, but I got rid of that medicine cabinet a few years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess my guess is something residual.
Yeah.
It's just getting their meds, doing their thing. He's like, yeah, every morning I hear this medicine cabinet shut. I'm like, I didn't even know there was a medicine cabinet in that house. I just thought it was a standard mirror on a wall. Yeah, so that's that little house. I'm sure there's been a lot more stuff that if my mom were here, she could totally tell you other stuff that happened. But I was only there for the formative, up till 3 or 4 years old. So I wouldn't know. In between that, this is probably my bigger story. I don't know if I should save it for last.
Let's do
it. Let's skip that one for now.
All right.
So the house that I grew up in, my mom's house that she just recently left, a lot of your normal small footsteps in the attic right above me. From what we know of the history of the house, it was built at least 100 years ago, if not more. I didn't take a picture of the attic. I meant to. When you go up the stairs in the attic, and I can draw a little map that might help. You go up the stairs, you're at a wall. Behind you is the whole, to your left and behind you is the whole attic. Mm-hmm. At the other end of there's a small little room. Now, the person who owned the house before my mom, when she moved in, she said there was that black tarping over the windows. So my thought is, well, this was built at the time where if you had a disabled of any kind child, you'd hide them away or they'd get sent to an asylum, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is a very creepy room that locks from the outside and not the inside. That you probably stash a child in if you had one that you didn't want to give away to an asylum. Which I think kind of checks out because I don't think anything I've felt there really was adult necessarily. very light footsteps in the attic, I've heard. Go figure, right above my room. However, one of the stories, when I was maybe 8, 9, young, I slept with my door open, hall light on, because I was a little chicken shit child.
Yep.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
So hall light on all the time. I distinctly remember I was awake. If I'm laying like in my bed here, my door is probably like over here, and this is the one I have a little drawing of that I can show you in a second. Looking out my door, right? My sister's door is right next to mine at kind of an angle like this. I'm just laying there, right? Just relaxing in the morning, waking up, and then I see something peek over from her door. Now, she would have been 5 maybe, so she would have been 3 feet tall. This had to have been at least 6 feet. All I remember it was just kind of like a black blob, but it had big white eyes. They weren't like glowing. It was just almost like maybe empty, like you could see through them kind of eyes.
Okay.
But this is kind of what it looked like from my point of view.
Can you also send those to me later so I can put a better
it
image of it in?
Like that, if you can see it.
Oh,
why is it going sideways? Come back. What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the information on this.
Oh,
there we go.
But
like.
Oh, that's so.
I took this picture last time I went to that house. I laid in my old bed and took the picture so I could get the actual.
Right, so you can know where, like, so I know that's a recreation of what you saw.
Right, yeah. So that's pretty much exactly what it looked like.
Just that's
head
so
and these
scary.
big eyes.
Oh,
and it stayed there. It just kind of sat there for a while. I don't think I remember it going away until I like shut my eyes and like turned around. I shouldn't even say I didn't turn around. I refused to sleep with my back towards the door.
Yeah,
for reasons like this.
Yep. Yeah,
I was the kid that only
scary.
slept one specific direction.
You get uncomfortable. Well, that sucks.
That's right.
Oh my
God, I woke up
I
in the middle of the night and I turned right back around because I didn't want to get killed in my sleep.
No, that's so terrifying.
Yeah, it was terrifying, kind of. I mean, it didn't really do it. It's not like it sat there and like taunted me or anything. I didn't hear anything. I was just laying there. It peeked over and it stayed there, and I shut my eyes and tried to go back to sleep, and then it was away the next time I opened my eyes.
What is happening with this thing? This never happened when we used this to film our.
Is this the camera you used to film interviews?
This is the camera we used for the walkthrough for the most part at Broadhead, and we did that for an hour.
Yeah.
And I changed it. What is happening to this thing?
Technology.
This is so weird.
Just blame the chair.
I'm just gonna do this. Hope this works. We can only do so much.
Excuse me.
Recording for like a third time. This.
Let's try it.
We just finished talking about the shadow figure.
Oh, I'm not cutting any of this.
Oh, you're just gonna keep
I'm gonna leave all this.
Up.
Yeah, because that camera
like,
should not do that. That has never happened with that camera before.
That's true. That could lend to it's the chair or the helmet.
A mix of both. Did you come in here and tell them like you want to give respect and you want to receive respect?
I told them yesterday. I came in here and I said, just to let you know, this is what's happening.
Okay.
And I left and I shut the door and I said, I will talk to you guys later once I get everything cleaned. And I didn't clean until today, but I said this to them yesterday before I left for work.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say, if you have any kind of like haunted object or like thing, or you think something's haunted, please give it respect and ask for respect back so it won't mess around.
Right.
It won't mess around in a bad way.
I've never had that camera do that before. I've had this camera for a while. We used it on our Broadhead walkthrough up until it died when we sat down with Bill to like go over the specs of the place.
Yeah.
Like that's when we did. But always every part of that walkthrough of the place with Ron, it worked.
And that was like an hour.
That was an hour and some odd minute. Oh my God, it was so hot too.
It doesn't show a low battery, does it?
No, I charged it. It's a full battery. It's only missing one bar now. Like one of the 4. I don't know. So let's just keep powering through and I'm going to keep going.
I guess, yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. Other little things. We had I don't think to this day, we still don't know where it is. A toothbrush went missing at one point.
Oh, okay.
I think, well, my mom told me I need to stop using her toothbrush. And I said, I didn't.
So-
She's like, I don't know. Well, where did it go? I was like, I don't know. I didn't touch your toothbrush. Because I was a kid. Like when I was young, I probably did use her toothbrush at some point.
What's
Just
happening? Hold on.
not thinking about it. Oh, and there it goes again.
Keep talking.
So yeah, we had, I should ask her tomorrow when I see her if we ever did track down, because we just moved her out. So it might have shown up.
Maybe you found it while packing and
Keep going.
But yeah, for some reason, this toothbrush disappeared. Never found it. There was one night, a couple of these stories are via my mom, so I'll kind of preface with that. But a couple of her stories that she shared with me, she has one of those like hanging shoe racks on the back of her closet door.
yeah.
So she said she woke up one night and she heard something moving in her
I
closet.
put it on airplane mode.
It's okay.
So it won't get any like buzzing notifications.
Thank you.
Sweet. She said she heard like some rustling or something in her closet, but she's like, I was half asleep. I didn't really think about it. Could have been partially a dream.
Yeah.
In the morning, she gets up, gets ready for work. She opens the closet door to get whatever million pair of shoes she was going to wear that morning. And one shoe from every pair was on the floor.
Oh,
She's like, okay, that's not just
I
something
think
that
that's super
happens.
weird. If it was just one
Yeah,
shoe,
she said
but
it's
like,
one shoe from each pair was on the floor.
wow.
Bizarre.
There's a record that way. Should have did that from
That
the
works.
start.
There was a night she said she felt who she believed to be my niece crawl into bed with her. One of my nieces is stillborn when she was born. So probably about 4 or 5 years after she was born, my mom said, she's like, I swear to God, Heidi crawled into bed with me. Like it felt about the size of like a 4 or 5 year old. And she was like, I felt so at peace that like whatever this wasn't there to hurt me, just kind of wanted to cuddle, whatever. So little things like that. There was one night, I was still living there. I was 18, maybe 19. So I was asleep 20 hours a day. She had gotten up, I think she said in the morning, but maybe it was in the middle of the night for something. The 2 rocking chairs. So we had like a rocking chair, couch, and then like another stationary chair, and then her recliner. She said that both the moving chairs were rocking. The case to the movie The Blind Side was face down in the middle of the floor. The Blu-ray player, the DVD player, whichever one it was playing. And then when she turned on the TV, the movie was actually on.
Oh.
Which means the input on the TV was changed because it was left on normal TV.
Interesting.
She's like, the cat didn't do all that.
No.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
So like if it was just the chairs, our thought would be, oh, Bella was just doing hot laps, flying around, whatever. But she would not be able to start a movie.
No.
Like, and not only turn on the DVD player, but also press play.
Yeah.
Like, how does all that happen?
Right.
So that was some of her stories there. My only other like notable story, when I was 19, I remember I was so mad I posted it on Facebook, and it comes up in my memories every year. I was woken up to my mother talking on the phone in the morning. I mean, sure, it was probably like 9-10 in the morning, so a totally acceptable time to be on the phone.
Yeah.
But I was 19. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep. I was so mad. I laid in bed for a while. I was like, I'll try to ignore it, whatever. Couldn't. She kept talking. She kept going on. Probably talking to my grandma or something. So I finally get up. I go out there. I'm about to give you a 19-year-old with attitude and just kind of be mean, be rude. And I was the only one awake. Only one. But I know it was very distinctly my mother's voice. Like, you know your mom's voice.
Yeah.
Right? So like, there's no question that I heard her talking to somebody on the phone. And I figured it was on the phone because I knew my sister wouldn't be awake yet. Yeah, I went out there and she's asleep. My little sister's asleep. I'm the only one. And I went to her room to see if maybe she just went back to her room to like change or something. And she was out. She's totally asleep.
Oh.
And then I was mad, so I posted it on Facebook. Now, if it were like like 10 years ago, I would have been able to tell you exactly what she was talking. I don't remember now, but I would have been able to tell you exactly what she was talking about. I was so mad about it. But now I can't remember what it was, but I can distinctly remember hearing, like, laying in my bed, being mad because she was talking so loud on the phone while I'm trying to sleep. As if I owned the house and paid the bills.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, I think I went right back to bed and I was like, not today. I'm not doing this today. I was like, I'm too tired. I'm going back to bed. We're gonna sleep this off and just pretend it didn't happen, but it happened.
That's so weird.
Did you ask your mom about it?
Like, yeah, I was
later?
like, who were you? Like, were you talking to somebody this morning and then went back to bed? And she's like, no, I didn't. Nobody called today, or I didn't call anybody. Like, because my thought was, maybe she was talking to somebody, just went back to bed before I got up.
Just talking to someone right outside your door.
Yeah, right. Well, you know how moms can be. They swing open your door, grab your laundry, slam the door, and act like they were the quietest, as quiet as a mouse. But yeah, no, I asked her, and she was like, I wasn't talking to anybody. I'm like, oh, great, that's super cool.
Oh, that's so. Oh no.
Outside of that, it was at that house. At least it was a lot of just those small like footsteps. I'd wake up to my door slamming a lot. I don't know if I should chalk. I don't know if that would be. I don't think it would always be my mom with and stuff, because she was actually pretty good about not like slamming doors if we were sleeping still. Mm-hmm. It actually happened a couple times at a couple of the apartments I lived in. I'd wake up to like my door sound slamming. Mm-hmm. And when I was younger and like when I'm living alone, I don't close my door at night. So like, because whatever, the whole place is mine. So it was, very bizarre to my door just slam all of a sudden. There's zero reason for it.
Yeah, no, I know exactly that feeling.
Lord knows the cat can't do it either. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that house. Trying to scroll around and see what else I got. Other stuff is more of like the asylum and other investigations I've done, so I guess I can dive into those. The Legion. I'll talk about the Legion first. So the bar that I would mention earlier, it's one of those old Legion bars, like where veterans and stuff would go. They have memberships and everything. So the way the one in my hometown is laid out is downstairs is like a bar. Off the bar area, there's like a little sitting area, not like maybe 2 tables, just kind of more of like cards and stuff if you want to not sit at the bar. And then upstairs is actually like a very small like reception area where you can host small events and stuff. And it has like a whole kitchen and a little bathroom. And so the manager there, my mom mentioned that I help with tours at the asylum, and the manager's like, oh, he should come here. She's like, why? So apparently this manager is hearing all these like footsteps upstairs while she's trying to close, and she's like, there better not be anybody in this bar because I don't want to be robbed, right? she's like, I'm not worried about ghosts. I'm worried about somebody sneaking upstairs to rob me while I'm trying to close the bar. She's like, and if any of the members were to come late at night to set up for an event, they'd call and let me know, hey, I'm going to show up at 11 o'clock to set up upstairs, so don't be alarmed. So we go there and had a fair amount of activity. They have like a little trophy case where like the veterans would have like softball tournaments and stuff. And there's a bunch of trophies. REM Pod would go nuts off of that. They have a little memorial table, kind of like, for fallen soldiers. This is where they'd sit, if we had dinner up here. Mm-hmm. Had the REM Pod sitting in a chair next to it, and we played taps. We played that, and as soon as it finished, it lit up. Like, immediately after that. Then again, after that, we moved it to the trophy case, and it just kind of kept going constantly. The manager eventually joined. She's like, yeah, it looks like Morse code. I was like, I will see about that. Because it kind of did. It wasn't going anywhere past the green, the first light, and it wasn't like staying on. It was just very quick little blips.
Okay.
Probably the more exciting moment of that night, though. So it was me and 3 others. We were all up there kind of chatting a little bit. We were not really taking a break, but we were kind of just not so much focused on asking questions. We're like, well, let's just chat for a second. We hear this little knock in the bathroom. Maybe it was like the door hitting the wall or something. And so I'm like, if you want privacy, go ahead and shut the door. Whatever, that's fine. Paper towel starts dispensing. So my mom, she's joining us. She's like, "What was that?" I was like, "That was a paper towel dispenser, a motion activated one, in a completely pitch black bathroom because there's no light going in there."
That's so cool, though.
It even caught me off guard because I'm like, I wouldn't expect that. I expect to hear knocks. I expect to hear little taps.
You never really expect a
You don't
paper
expect
towel dispenser
a
to-
motion activated paper towel dispenser
Yeah.
to just start dispensing paper towel for you.
That's
Out of
so cool,
nowhere.
though.
It was really cool. And go figure, I have nothing like right next to it. I looked back, you could hear it in like my camera and the one recorder I had.
Mhm.
So luckily I caught it, but of course nothing was there to visually see anything, which
Right.
why would you stick a camera in the bathroom if you're not going to be in there anyway?
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom went and looked at it and it was waving in there. She's like, "I'm going to go downstairs and get another beer," because she's like, "That's a little much for me." My mom's super interested in it. She's not that interested that she wants to be in every investigation all the time. That was probably the highlight of that night, was that, because I tried to get it off. I was like, I'm going to set like a 3-second timer on the microwave in the kitchen and see if I can get them to press start on that. So now that's my thing, using all the objects in the room to
That's smart.
set
Use
up
what you have
set
to
up
your
little
advantage,
traps,
yeah.
right? So I was like, I need more money to buy fun stuff, so I'm just gonna use what's here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else at that bar, but I don't really think there was. We tried investigating downstairs in the actual bar area, and nothing. Completely quiet, completely dead.
Oh, that's
Nothing.
so weird.
I think that's kind of weird because you always you hear people talk about how spirits will go to a place that they felt their happiest or felt more
Yeah.
comfortable with, but they wouldn't be like in the main bar, they would just be upstairs.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
Or if like the amount of energy coming into that building is all going to be in that main bar,
Yeah,
you'd think that it would take some of that leftover
you would think.
like energy
Yeah.
that people give off. But no, that's so weird.
But at the same time, with so many people being in the bar area, then maybe they're like, "We're gonna stay upstairs, so I don't want to deal with all that."
'cause it's just
commotion."
too
That's
much,
a lot of
yeah.
commotion.
Yeah.
Because with having the REM pod on the trophy case, my fear was, well, what if the trophies are too close to it and that's what's happening? That it's
Yeah.
somehow interacting that way. So it was maybe this far away from like the closest trophy. So I was like, well, I'm gonna set the REM pod right next to like the TV that's downstairs. Everything's off at that point. It was just as close and it wasn't doing anything. It was completely dead, completely quiet. So I was like, well, that kind of rules that out, that it was an outside fact, that it was like a physical factor here.
I remember the first time we did the Asylum tour, we went there and
Yeah.
that triggered everything for us with the paranormal. Someone had a REM pod and they had it on the ground and you could just walk right over it and it didn't go off or anything. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Like, it
That was
just-
all because of Melissa.
Just to be able to see that you could walk over and it won't flash or anything,
Right.
but when you're sitting there and you're just waiting, it can go off and have interaction.
That's
We-
that's one of my favorite parts of helping at the asylum, is showing all the people the equipment. And
Yeah, same here.
Because then they're like, ooh, presents.
Yeah, when I went to one of the tours that you were leading, someone had a laser grid and I was like, this is the coolest thing. And a few months later, I bought the laser grid
Yep.
because I loved it.
Well, our friend Michael, we did like a friendsmas here, also housewarming for me to move into this new apartment, and we have been talking for a while to get one of those tripwires, but like the
like the tripwire or the tracer wire.
It's like a tracer wire.
Oh yeah, okay, the tracer wire. Sorry, yeah, the tracer wire.
They have too many wires these days.
I know. But this one, he gave me. We all got each other like a special gift for everybody. And we were going around, and Michael gave me mine, and I opened it, and his now fiance. Congratulations, Michael, again.
And Jess.
But his now fiance Jess hands me a 9-volt battery, and I was like, oh. Like, cool, like I can use more batteries.
It's like the avocado thing.
I was just thinking, it's like the avocado vine.
Thanks.
No, but I'm like, oh, cool, a battery. Like, I was like, hell yeah, like I can always use more batteries. Like all of our
Everything takes 9 volts.
Everything takes 9-volt, AA or AAA.
Yep.
Like there is no in between.
D batteries.
Still
Anyways,
pisses me off. But he hands me the box, and I open it, and it's this tracer wire. I'll show you right here. And like It makes a sound. It lights up.
Oh, nice. I love ones that make sound.
Oh my God, it's one of the most annoying sounds ever.
No, the most annoying sound ever is my little motion activation sensor from Ghost Stop, where it just says, "I'm gonna go."
Has all the different languages. Yeah, but yeah, it's this little trigger wire, and I thought, Taylor, this is the coolest thing ever. And so now we're gonna test it out when we go to Jerseyville next weekend.
Nice. Well, that'll be fun.
But yeah, like sorry, that was
It made you so happy.
It did make me happy. I was like, this is so cool.
Where were we?
I
We keep going back and forth.
I have no story. This is our season finale, by the way. Like, I don't know. Like, I never said this was going to be a season
that's
show.
some pressure.
No, but look. Everything's going
so
wrong.
fun.
Everything's going wrong.
Literally.
So,
I think this is
oh my God,
fun.
I'm sorry. I almost.
Why do you think I grabbed your arm?
I'm a literal fucking worse. What is the coolest piece of evidence that you have captured? I wanted to ask you that.
It's kind of a mix of the most recent investigation I did, the Asylum, the one that we had asked if you wanted to join on that November 4th.
Oh, right, yeah.
Went on. Nurses' quarters was wild. I've never seen the nurses' quarters there so active before. And then a few things from from Brock's parents' house.
Okay.
So his house, I can just run through his house. His is short. So his parents they move south basically every winter. They take their camper and live in like Texas and stuff. So their house is totally empty. So me and Brock and his sister are like, well, we're going to go up there and watch the kids play hockey. And I was like, well, I'm going to bring my stuff. Because they've told me like little stories that happened when they were growing up. The weird thing is this family built this house.
Okay.
It wasn't like one that's like X amount of years old that they moved into that somebody's already died in. They built this house themselves. They're the only family that's ever lived in it. But they've had these experiences. One of them that the only one that Brock really can't explain is they had one of those garbage cans that had like the lid that goes both ways. At one point, I guess they were sitting at their dinner table and it just started spinning, like out of nowhere. No reason for it. Their old dogs that they would they have a split level home. So they have like the main area and then upstairs, like halfway up is bedrooms, halfway down is like a family room and then the basement under there. Dogs, I guess, would stand at the top of that stairs and just growl at the family room downstairs and odd little things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, well, let's investigate, right? So we sat in family room first. We kind of did a bunch of different rooms and got a few responses through the spirit box. Like, I actually have the clips of them posted on like my TikTok and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
Feel free to take little clips if you want.
Sure. Okay.
But like, Tony had asked right away in one of them, do you want to talk? And you hear yes. It's almost singing the word yes through the spirit box. And you can actually hear the station skip in the middle of the word yes. So it's not like it was just picking up a station.
Yeah. It goes through the various channels. Yeah.
You could hear this yes carry over more than one channel.
That's so cool.
Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk?
I was like, so that one you cannot explain that
right
at all. And then like when we were upstairs from her bedroom, a few others like, "Are you welcome?" And what did I think it just said thank you to turn off the K2, and also hear "You're welcome." Very quick, "You're welcome."
Oh, that's.
And there was one that we're not sure what it says through the spirit box, but because the yes sounded like someone was singing it, later we asked like, "Did you sing when you were alive?" And we hear what sounds like alive, like asking like, "What do you mean alive?"
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh,
almost. You know what I mean? So that's kind
like
of
it questions itself.
It was like alive, like that's how it kind of sounded. Now I don't know. It's a more of a fuzzy one, so I don't know if that's exactly what it says. To me, that's what it says.
Right.
When it makes sense, because it's like, what do you mean alive? Like, hello, I'm here.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Where sometimes that's one of the theories is that they don't know.
Right.
And it's just like whatever time period it was when.
Right.
So that's really cool.
And then outside of a spirit box, we did get one EVP. was actually very excited about it. Up until this last investigation at the asylum, this was my favorite. We were in their family room, which is that lower split level. Their basement door is right there and it goes down the basement. Now, because they were gone for the winter, all their doors are open, so they have proper airflow throughout the whole place, so pipes don't freeze and all that good stuff. So we're sitting down there. Brock takes a quick break to run upstairs, and I'm sitting there chatting with his sister, and then I look over and I feel it. I see something like peek very quickly from the base. It was like boop, boop, like so quick. And it had to have been a foot from the floor, not high at all. So we start up again. And my first question is I want to ask, I thought I saw something peeking up from the basement. Was that you? And then very faint, like when you're listening to it back, just the recorder, you can hear something, but you can't make it out. So you were like trying to listen really closely and enhance it a little bit. No, I hear what says you looked. Oh, but like a very like you looked like, haha, I got you. Oh. a very like you looked. There you go. You saw me. That's great.
That's so
like
cool.
Very smug almost. Like playing a little joke. I do want to ask right away. I thought I saw somebody peeking out from the basement. Was that you? I do want to ask right away. I thought I saw somebody peeking out from the basement. Was that you? Nothing else audible happened that night. A lot of cat ball activity, of course, which I think scared the shit out of Brock because he's so skeptical. He's good to have because he likes to debunk stuff. And he's like, cat ball went off, and we had one across the hall in his parents' room, and that started going off out of nowhere. And so a lot of that stuff, and then a lot of communication through the K2. At one point, and it got very sad because at one point, are you checking to see if it's still going?
I heard a little thump. So
that's my neighbors, I think.
Okay.
So we're communicating through this K2, and it gets sad because, we started thinking about it. I was like, I'm going to play some calming music because the spirit box at some point seemed to almost kind of deter it from wanting to communicate. And I was like, well, that's really loud and obnoxious. I get it. Totally get it. So let's play some calming music. And so my first instinct is like, I like Native American flute music. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm going to play that. As soon as that started, and my phone was clear across the room, so it's not anywhere near a K2 that it would make it start working. It just starts lighting up and it's constant. Oh. So I'm like, can you make that stop? And it stops. So then we start it. We're like, I'm going to kind of dig into this a little bit. So we're asking like, were you with one of the tribes up here? And it starts going. I'm like, okay. Like, talk a little more. And then we get to the point where like, okay, was your rest disturbed? And it starts going. I'm like, oh, now it's depressing. Now we're sad.
Oh, wow.
So from that little session, we gathered that obviously not intentionally building that house at some point disturbed the rest of this individual. And that's why they stuck around. But now we've tried to investigate it a couple times since then. Granted, other people in the house because it's throughout the summer and stuff, and we've gotten next to nothing.
Maybe you just brought it to light, like letting it know.
So, right. So I'm running by either now that it's been acknowledged, it's like I don't need to be here anymore. I can move on, or it's just because it's easier to communicate when there's only a couple people there, not a whole house full. Because when we're up there, it's for holidays. There's all the cousins, all of
and
us
like
kids.
We said with the bar, it might be just overwhelming with energy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this February, when the kids have a hockey tournament, or we'll just pick a weekend and go up there again while they're gone and see if we can get any of that again. When there's no commotion, they've had a few months to be able to just sit by themselves in that house and chill. That was actually, I think, my first like proper investigation outside of like doing asylum tours and stuff.
That's really cool.
It was like my first actual solid thing, which was exciting because I was actually getting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm the person that if I had gotten nothing, I'd throw everything away and I'd quit.
What was that for?
You're like that. When we were at Broadhead, I kept recording you because you're like, this is going to suck. This is going to have nothing. And I'm going to hate it. And I'm just going to trash it. And it's a waste of time. And I'm like, Blaine, I'm recording this just so you know for later. And he's like, whatever. And then I sent it to you after. You're like, this is amazing.
I was afraid it was going to be real hokey.
And gimmicky.
Because they used the place for like an actual haunted house attraction.
Haunted attraction.
And the first floor, the ground floor is still all set up with like statues and stuff. I love Bill and Ron. Do not get me wrong. I was just personally, I was like, this is a deterring thing for me right now.
That's the only place in the building that they have the haunted attraction. Everything else is how it is.
And that was before I did any like watching of anybody else's experiences at this place. I wanted to experience it for myself. Right. I went in very like empty-minded on it. You did some very good research on it, and then we went into this one room, and I was like, this is gonna. I'm literally like so deterred right now. Like everything in this haunted house area is gonna make it like the worst thing. And then we started getting all this activity on the second and third floors. And I mean, Zinger and I got a little bit on the first floor.
Jimmy and I got a good chunk.
You got a good chunk. But when Zinger and I were teamed up, we were on the first floor and we went through all the little areas where Ron had said things were happening. Yeah,
Jimmy and I never touched on like the first floor except the boiler room. That was it.
We just were not getting anything, so we just thought maybe it would like skip it. But the boiler room is where I wanted you to go, and that because it doesn't like
women.
The spirit there is I don't know, doesn't like women. I guess his name is John. But we got some really good activity there. So I take back everything I said prior to that.
I will recommend, like, if you ever want to go and investigate a really cool place, check out Broadhead.
Okay.
I cannot talk.
It is amazing. Like, Jimmy and I, our other like investigator, we saw a shadow figure and it was just staring me down, and it would like move a little bit and like crouch over to scratch its leg. And I'm sitting here like we have footage hiding behind Blaine, like
we were doing
around, trying to make sure like it wasn't a shadow,
right?
But it was there, and no one else seen it.
Yeah, we were doing the SS method on the because they have it labeled as ground floor, first floor, second floor, so technically it is the second floor,
right?
But yeah, so first floor, we're sitting there, and they have one of those like floating chairs. I don't know, like you know what I'm talking about, where they have like the overhang.
It's like bungees.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So some investigators like to use that for their SS method in there because it takes away another sense.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
But Jimmy's a little bit bigger, so we had a chair and we were just like getting into that vicinity, and so we pulled it up, and we somehow made the mistake of not hitting the start button on the spirit box. It turned on, and when I went to start it never started.
Like you're talking about like the sweeping effect?
Yeah, it never swept through any radio frequencies at all. So Jimmy is just sitting there and he's just hearing the entire time. But that's when you started seeing the shadow figure, and I'm holding a camera pointing
You're
at
like,
Jimmy.
Taylor, there's nothing there.
I didn't see a single thing on my camera. The only shadow figure I saw was my own.
Yeah, and then like you moved around. I'm like, no,
like it's just nothing there.
It was solid black mass of a like silhouette of a person, but it didn't. I was just scared. I was a scaredy cat that investigation, but it wasn't harmful in any way. We didn't have any like harmful, scary things happen there. But the owner did say like, it's near some native burial mound or whatever, and it's like on the property of the place itself. Right. It's just kind of like out, and you're not allowed to go on.
No one's allowed back there anymore because it's been like, I think it was like he said it was defaced, right, or something.
They went on it and did an investigation with a group of people before, and it turned out to be very bad. So he had to like go over there and apologize. Everyone apologized.
That's what it was, not defaced.
He was terrified of like leaving the property because something kept happening, and yeah.
Like when you say very bad, like angry spirits bad, or just like the people that were there were just not respectful, or
I don't remember him going into too much detail about it at all. He just is like
he didn't want it like he didn't want us to be intrigued because he didn't want us to step over there.
So he just kind of he really like no going in there, so don't even try. I'm like,
but the spirits there like to play tricks and they're very silly, and that's where Blaine got the whole like watch out or something, and he freaked out, and it kept saying
I don't know why I jumped. I just did. Like it wasn't
gonna catch you off guard if you just
never. It's not
like when you hear a get out and you're like, okay.
Yeah,
there's also handprints burned into the wood on the ceiling.
Jesus.
Like
Yep.
it's super cool. So you should
Interesting.
definitely go and check it out
Yeah.
sometime.
For sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the coolest places I've ever been to. And yeah, on the record, I take back everything I said prior to that. Like it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had at a haunted place.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
highly recommend.
I'll have to look into that for sure.
Cannot recommend it enough.
For sure.
What's this other story you were saying before though, that you wanted to skip? Is there,
Well,
are we getting there, or do you feel like
we're getting there. Do you want
Okay.
to hear about some of my stuff at the asylum first?
Oh,
I'll let
absolutely.
you
Yes.
pick.
Yeah, let's hear about some stuff at the asylum,
Let's see.
because I've had some weird experiences there myself.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever told you this. I've told one of our previous guests, Kurt, about it. I don't know if you do it with guests. Do you ever let the guests do Estes method? Like, do you let them put the headphones on and the blindfold?
I haven't, only because I don't have good headphones to do it.
Okay.
But I don't know if anybody. No one I've been with has done it. So
I'm
it's not
very
something I'm opposed to.
I'm very hesitant to do it now. That's my laptop dinging. I'm very hesitant to do it now, only because there was one time it was myself, Selena, and it was Nick.
Mhm.
They came because another person just didn't show up, and like there was like a scheduling mishap or something.
Okay.
So I was by myself leading this group of like 15 people.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, I'm so overwhelmed. Like this is my third time
Right.
doing this. But when they came, everything like it was a lot easier. But we got down into the morgue,
Mhm.
and I said, I'd like to try and do Estes method in here. Does anybody want to volunteer? And this one woman volunteered like straight away. Like there was no hesitation.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, great, cool. I didn't have a blindfold at the time, but it was pitch black. Like you can't see anything in there.
Mhm.
But I put the headphones on her, started sweeping. I said, all right, we're good. Let's start asking questions. And once we start, we're getting very direct answers.
Oh, nice.
Like you could not be any more accurate to the questions. I said, like, how many of you were down here? It said 3. And then she said 11.
Oh, geez.
Like you're getting numbers. And I'm like,
Mhm.
what a jump, you know? And then we keep going. And I look at Nick and I said, there's no way she can't hear me. She's standing maybe 5 feet away, like basically where you are right now to me. Like that's how far she is.
And you're speaking loud enough so everyone can hear you.
And we're talking like normally.
Yeah.
And I said, there's absolutely no way she can hear me. But I have that spirit box on full volume. You should not be able to hear me. But I can't shake that feeling. Then all of a sudden she just starts speaking, and she's just like, she just starts giving out like these weird answers. Then every time she would yell, stop. And I'm like, okay.
Whoa.
Okay. And then all of a sudden we'd ask another question. It'd be, and then all of a sudden answer, stop. And I'm like, what is happening? I think we like need to stop. And all of a sudden she yelled, turn around. And she spun herself to the middle of the floor.
Jeez.
And I looked at Nick, I said, we need to stop now.
All right. She's
So I took the headphones off, like I tapped her on the shoulder, took the headphones off her. I looked, like we turned the light on that is in there.
Yeah.
And I said, are you okay? Like, are you good? And she dead blank stare, like lights are on, nobody's home, stared at me with that creepy smile.
Ooh, I don't like the way you just did
that. Like she just gave me that stare, and I backed away. I was like, whoa, like I looked into like her soul or something. I don't know how else to explain it. But I was like, Nick, get her out now. Like, get her out. And Nick got her by the shoulders, and we were like, all right, we're going to step outside. And she goes, no. I said, yeah, you're going to leave now. And now I'm trying to calm everybody else down in the morgue. And I'm just like, there's nothing negative, because there is nothing negative.
Just some attitude.
There's some attitude.
That's how
which is to be expected.
That's how I always phrase it, especially with like priests down in the chapel. I'm like, he's got an attitude. He'll swear at you, but he's not evil. Yeah,
there's no evil spirits at the asylum. But I was just like, everybody's like, what just happened? I said, sometimes you just get more than what you bargained for.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, reminder, nothing negative here. but I was like, Nick, get her out, please. And then once she got to those staircase, she stuck her hands out like this to like stop him from getting her up there. And I was just like,
jeez,
what the fuck is happening?
Right.
So her friends started bringing her out. She's like, all right, we're going to go outside. We're going to get some fresh air. And she goes, no, I want to stay. You're like, no, you're going outside.
Right. You need a break.
Yep. So I said, we're going to call this half early and we'll reconvene. We'll take a break. Everybody, if you need to use the bathroom, use the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. And I go and check on her. And when she's outside, I said, now that you're outside, are you okay? And she said, yes. She told me that she has psychic abilities. And I guess she was seeing things as how the facility was running.
Oh, geez.
Like she was seeing like people walking up and down the hallways, like the track that's right above the morgue that was used for like food deliveries and stuff. Like she's seeing it all in run, like the place running. She's seeing, because workers would bring their kids sometimes. She'd see kids running up and down the hallways. She's describing everything in this detail. It's like, what the fuck?
She probably could have led with that. She has this ability.
Yeah. Her friend even said like she knew that she could have been affected in this way. I don't know why she did it. And like her friends are even like, yeah, we knew this. But
I mean, kudos to her for having the guts to do it. But
for
like,
real.
Maybe lead with that so we can maybe make an informed decision to maybe you're not the best.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this. But yeah, so once break kept going, I was like, I called Craig right away. I was like, I don't think we should ever like let guests do this again.
No.
Like I was like, no, hard pass.
Right.
But once we kept going, this last part of this story is on the 3rd floor. We're in that drug and alcohol ward area. I'm playing with the puck, the paranormal puck, and I'm asking questions. I said, is there anybody who wants to talk to us? And it said, empath.
Oh boy.
And I said, I looked at Selena and I went, no fucking way that it says this. Like that's too much of a coincidence. And then I asked the question, I said, who is the empath? And out of the 2,000 words that is in that dictionary, because it was before Ghost Stop got the Ovilus, it was made by Digital Dowsing. So it's the same company. I asked, who is the empath? And out of the 2,000 words it could give me, it gave me the name Ida. I'm gonna tell you this in person, but I'm gonna censor it in the podcast. It gave me the name Ida. Well, her name is.
Oh wow!
And I was like, that you can't. That is by far
that's nuts.
Biggest, I don't know, coincidence. But like, are you serious? Like, out of every word you could have gave me, that's what you give me? Wow! Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I don't like doing SS in the morgue. Last time I did it myself, I had the blindfold on and the headphones. And once I always close my eyes under the blindfold. I don't know if that's how you do it.
I'm terrible at listening to spirit boxes, actually. Okay. So I'm usually the one asking the questions until I can get practice and actually.
Okay. Yeah. I always close my eyes under the blindfold just as a precaution in case something leaks underneath.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had the headphones on and I said, all right, I need to take this off. So I took it off and I opened my eyes underneath the blindfold and I just saw 2 eyes staring at me through the blindfold.
No, thank you.
Like I saw the glisten, like how your eyes like glisten with like a light. That's what I saw. It was like these 2 black eyes glistening.
Strange.
Through a blindfold. And I went, what the fuck? And I opened it. Like I pulled it up right away. And I'm staring at the wall.
Right.
Like the door was here. I'm staring at the wall there.
And that was still in the morgue?
And that's in the morgue. I have the creepiest things happen in the morgue.
I don't have much happen. The only thing that's ever really happened to me in like the one room in the morgue where the little elevator shaft was the very first tour I went on as a guest. Whoever was running it had a REM pod. They stuck it in the middle there. Me and my few friends were like, well, I'm going to stand in the elevator shaft. Obviously, it's where I go every time I'm there now. It's the elevator shaft. So we kind of circled there and, we're asking questions and not a lot's happening. I'm like, do you want us to leave? Like, do you want us to get out? And it spiked all the way up to purple.
Oh, wow.
Like right in the middle of us. And we're like, right, we are leaving.
Set up. Next time, like once tours open and stuff, like next time you go, set up cat balls in there.
Yeah.
And ask the most random questions. Literally.
Didn't you say like someone asked, like, do you like cheese or whatever?
Someone asked, like this guy, he goes, "Hey, do you like fishing?" And a ball lit up. And I was like, that's the most, like, I never would have thought of asking that. I'm so much in like ghost hunter mode.
Yeah.
Of asking like, is there anybody here? Things like that.
I'm like asking that. I like asking, especially with Estes, I like asking control questions. Like, how many living people are in this room?
Right.
We did that at Glen Beulah with me and Ashley, and we had no show. So it was 2 guests and me and her. So we're like, well, you guys get this excellent, amazing private tour, basically.
Yeah.
So that we did that down there in the little library in Glen Beulah. I'm like, how many living people are here? 4. I'm like, how many spirits are here? So she starts counting up. So I'm like, so a class just came in here and joined us. She starts with like 7, 11, 13. She starts climbing up as she's talking.
That's so cool.
Like, oh, okay.
That's so cool.
I don't know if it was the exact numbers, but it was definitely like a climbing number.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she's like, and then she kept saying hi, like hi, as if like kids were coming in and greeting you as they were coming in.
That's so cool though.
Yeah, at the asylum, I always have stuff happen in that elevator shaft. One of the other times I was there, it might still be sitting there on the ledge that's in there. There was a water bottle that was all crunched up.
I remember that. Yeah.
As we were wrapping up one night, and this was when I was there as a guest as well, we heard this like smack sound in that room, and there's like it's all rock. You're not gonna hear like a loud smack sound in there. So I'm looking around in there as we're exiting, and I see this water bottle. So I lift it up and I just drop it from however high, and it basically it was the same sound. It was just quieter doing it then. So I was like, so someone's just throwing water bottles at us now, I guess. One of the first tours I led, I was down there with Sam, and we were having knocking in the elevator, like in response to questions we were asking, like on cue, perfectly on cue. And I'm
that's
like,
so cool.
That's bizarre. Someone's in the elevator now, whatever. Outside of that, as a guest, I honestly haven't had so much happen there as a guest, but I'm also there. I'm not as involved, I guess, as a guest as when we're guiding. Right. But this last time, the bunch of us guides went without any guests. We paid for that private or whatever. It was a very active night. Especially, like I said, I've never seen the nurses' quarters as active as it was. My most recent video on TikTok is what we saw in there. I don't know if you saw it. It gave me very Stranger Things vibes. So we're sitting over there talking. It was me, Alicia, and then Nick and, oh my God, I forgot her name. Nick and his wife, who they recently had a kid, I think. We're all there. They've done tours in the past. They just didn't this year because they're growing their family, right? So they came with us, and like we had a REM pod in Kim's room, and that was going off constantly. Like Kim was all excited and communicating with us. So we're kind of sitting right by Kim's room. And then we have a tripwire down one way towards the back, and then a REM pod on either end of it. Mine's at the back, Alicia's is at the front. So we're talking and asking questions, and mine starts blipping in the back. And then Alicia starts kind of going a little bit. And then all of a sudden, simultaneously, mine spikes all the way up to blue and purple and holds. And hers does the same thing at like the blue and yellow level.
Oh, that's so cool.
Holds for a few seconds. So we're all of us go, whoa. Then I'm like, what's going on? And then they stopped.
Oh.
Just a dead stop.
Okay, so this is in the nurses' wing?
Yes. Bizarre.
When I was still training for the asylum, it was Ashley, Sam, and myself as a guide. We put a bunch of those light up cat balls everywhere. And we were picking them all up, and one of them goes, oh, I'm missing one. Well, we heard one kick down the hallway.
Oh, Jesus.
We had every guest sit by the staircase while we were picking up all of our gear before we had them like walk around. We hear one of them kick, and we have no idea where it is because it's pitch black in there. Mm-hmm. And then we turn all the lights on, and we said, real quick, we're just going to try and debunk this. Like, what happened? We cannot find this cat ball to save our lives. Oh, wow. We check every room. We check down the hallway. Nothing. I come back for my second group, and I had switched. I was with Anita and Kaylee, or I think it was with them. It was Anita and somebody.
Was it Anita and Mike?
Oh, it might have been.
I think that's the same night I was there, because I was with Anita and Mike the one.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
and then
so it was
Sam
with
and
them.
Ashley next. Yeah.
Well, that night when we walked into the nurses' wing.
I remember we were talking about this in the
Yeah,
office.
the cat ball's just sitting in the middle of the fucking hallway.
Yeah.
And it was not there 2 hours prior.
Because I remember in between groups, you guys were like, we lost a cat ball. We don't know where it went.
Yeah, and then when because you had went up there after it.
I think so.
Yeah, and it wasn't there.
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it.
Anita and Mike and myself go up there, and it's right in the middle of the hallway. I was like, found it. Strange.
Yeah, that nurse is like, it's so hit or miss there. There's like, because I think they're like all on shift, you know? So at some point throughout this night, we're like, you know, do you want us to go down to the break room? Because it kind of seemed like something like it was whatever was down there. Because then eventually my REM pod started going off again towards the end of the hall. So we're like, okay, we'll come down to the break room. Go down there, and it's dead quiet again. Nothing happens. So I'm thinking about it as we're going out the rest of the night. And I'm like, you know, that happened around between like 10, 11. How much you want to bet? It was shift change time, and we were all in their way. They're like, yeah, come down to the hall so we can get out of our rooms and go to work because you're in our way.
Oh my God.
Like, you know what I'm like, I was like, I wonder if that's it. Just because like, as soon as we got down there, it all stopped. Kim's room stopped. Anything in Kim's room stopped. Anything in the hall stopped. There was nothing as soon as we got to that break room.
I always wonder if they would use like those like trolley type carts, because I did a session in there one time, and I was I laid on the floor as I was doing this Estes method, and I felt rumbling on the floor.
Oh, really?
And everybody else who was there with me says that nobody moved. So I can only take their word for it. But I felt the rumbling on the floor of like a cart. So I'm always, but I don't know because there are stairs there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, it was weird, or maybe it was like walking or something.
I think they would have had a cart up there, but I mean, maybe in the afterlife, they have one.
I don't know.
You know?
But I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was maybe like a couple of different like footsteps or something. Strange. Like it felt like I felt the vibration through the floor, and that's on the second floor.
Right.
So I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Because after a while that night, towards the end, some people went home. They're like, oh, I'm tired. So the rest of us went back up to the nurses' quarters and went into the break room again. And again, it was dead quiet. There was nothing happening anymore.
That's so weird.
But you mentioned the morgue. So we went down there at one point too. I did not go in the morgue. I decided, I think I took Selena and who came with us? One more came with us. And we went all the way down the hall into that little room that's at the end of that hall. Because I was like, we don't let guests go down there. I know that a lot of our tour guides are like, I will not go in that hallway at all. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go down there. I don't care. Whatever. So we go down there. Three of us are sitting in that room because it's only like 4 or 5 feet tall. It's a short little thing. So we're sitting in there, and I break out the spirit box a little bit, and we're asking questions. We identified a name Steph for whatever spirit's in that hallway.
Okay.
So future reference.
Good to know.
There's a Stephanie down there.
Good to know.
Didn't really seem like it wanted us gone at all. I think it was more just like, not necessarily like get out, but like you're in my space.
Yeah. Kind of.
Because nobody ever really goes down there.
Just need more caffeine.
Oh, I feel that. Because I know I was investigating with Nick once, and he's like, I won't go down. He's like, I'll set my camera up and I'll interact from the stairwell here. He's like, but I won't go down that hall. I was like, why not? He's like, well, whatever spirit's down there likes to play tag and touch people. And I never got touched while I was down there. I don't know if the girls did, but I was like, no. I was like, oh, down there. Why not?
Yeah, right.
Isn't that not what we're supposed to do here? Just experiment and explore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went down there and we got a name and we got little yeses and nos to some very general questions, like, is somebody here? Those kind of questions. Nothing that like screamed, oh my God, fascinating piece of history or anything like that. So that was interesting. And then kind of just the general stuff we get on the different floors and stuff, more of the same. Priest was pretty quiet in chapel. I pissed him off once. Oh, one of the last tours I was leading, I was with Ashley and we did the Estes method and he started swearing at me a little bit. Oh, because she won't swear when she does it because she's like, I don't like doing. Plus, we had a 10-year-old in our group, so she didn't want to. Yeah, I wish she would. He said, I was like, she has to learn to just do it sometimes. If you're doing it for that, it's not like. No, it's not like whoever he yelled at that one time for apparently having a pot mouth. I love seeing the messages sent sometimes. Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, it wouldn't have been like that. It would have been a couple, but we were talking and I was like, what do you think of all these people, like all these new friends? We go, nah. And I'm like, and I look at all the guests, I'm like, and that is priest.
Yep.
I was like, well, priest, that's not very nice, dick. Like, so he starts swearing at me. Then I'm like, you can't talk to people like that. He goes, shut up.
Jeez.
I'm like,
Those are
God.
amazing direct answers. No, he shut down for me.
He's an ass. Like, he's funny because he doesn't care, but he's an ass.
He's a straight ass. I once, like, someone asked me, like, how, like, he was. And I was like, oh, priest.
He was priest.
He's a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happened, a ball lit up on the floor.
Of course.
And then it was just nothing. Like, it just died.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. But
Right.
it's just like there was no other activity there. Like, hope didn't even, like, come through or anything like that.
Right.
It was just pure nothing. We sat there for maybe like 5 more minutes and it was like, all right, well, sorry I pissed you off. We'll just move on.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be more active for the next group. And we left. I don't know if he ever was, but I
love when he acts up because then the guests are like, why is a priest saying this? And I always tell him, like, we don't know if he was actually a priest. That's just the name he gives us when we ask who's here.
Yep.
I was like, so he could be somebody just pretending to be a priest.
He's no rhyme or reason, just
like he could, speaking of priest, totally not about priest. But in the nurses' quarters, and I was investigating with Nick and Corey one time, I sent a message. So you might have read it. We got the name Donald up there.
I do remember seeing this.
All the nurses were like, we were getting a lot of knocks in places and stuff. And we did a spirit box at one point. I think maybe it was an Oculus. Maybe it was one of the two, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got like the term like scared or afraid, stuff like that. And we're like, well, who are you afraid of? And then the name Donald came through.
I do remember you saying this.
We're like, Donald? Like, that's not a name that we've ever come across yet. So we're like, who's Donald? And I didn't really get much. Like, is Donald like harassing you? Like, yes, there's little knocks here. Like, I was like, does Donald not belong here? And then there's like knocks in every room at once, like simultaneously. So these nurses were like, get this guy out of here. So me and Nick are like, Donald, whoever you are, you can't be up here. The nurses don't want you up here. You need to leave. So then a couple weeks later, I was there again leading a tour, and I was with a couple others, and I brought that up. I told our group, and I was like, this is what happened. So I'm going to try to build on that a little bit. And I told the other guys, and at one point, one of the other guides has an SLS and facing into one of the rooms, not Kim's room, but it was one of the other rooms, kind of right across from hers. She's like, there's like this 7-8 foot figure standing here.
What the fuck?
She's like, there's something standing here. She's like, and it's like 7-8 feet. And I was like, I wonder if that's Donald, because the name Donald did come up again right before she said that through the spirit box that
that's so cool.
That the third guide was using. So I was like, so this is Donald. He's huge. He's apparently this monstrous being that is just hanging out with the nurses, but we didn't get him at all when we were there on the 4th. Because I asked, I was like, is Donald still here?
I wonder if that might be the same spirit that people say they see in the tunnels, because they say that he's a big one.
Shadow,
yeah,
like that Destination Fear song.
Yeah, I wonder if that.
I was almost thinking the same.
Like if he's traversing around the building,
he just floats around and like.
I mean, that's a possibility.
It's a big building. I mean,
it's a huge.
I mean,
no one's gonna want to stay in one little spot.
We've had priests in the nurses' quarters or up on the 3rd floor before. Like we know they travel and visit each other and stuff. But yeah, I was when we first heard Donald, we're like, that's not a name I've heard before. I was like, have you heard? I looked at
no, I've never.
Who was I even with that first night? Oh yeah, Nick and Corey. I was like, have you guys ever heard the name Donald before? They're like, no, that's a new one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's a new one.
And it kept recurring in that area. And then all of a sudden there's this 8-foot figure standing in one of the doorways.
That's so cool though.
Bizarre. Yeah, it was strange. It's kind of fun to be part of like I discovered this specific entity kind of.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
One of the other guys on that private we did, Amy, I think, she had a theory that I couldn't even tell you the names, that 2 of the entities were one and the same. Because they kind of seem to almost be in the same areas all the time, but we never get both of them at the same time. Like almost like a Spider-Man effect.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen these people in the same room before.
Right.
I can't remember. I can't think for the life of me what the names were though. It was Tom and somebody else.
Tom is one I know of.
Yeah. One of the maintenance guys. But she's like, I wonder if it almost was Priest. Maybe not. Don't quote me on that either. But it was Tom and somebody else. She's like, I wonder if they're like almost one and the same because they kind of sound the same when they come through the spirit box. They have kind of the same attitudes and mentalities that we know of. So she's like, I wonder if they're like the same entity and just giving different names depending on where they are.
It could be.
Or
to even throw you off, play a joke.
Right. Just to be like, there's actually 10 of us here when there's only one spirit going around.
Yeah.
Everything.
Right.
Like now I'm Hope and now I'm Anita and now I'm Priest.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I got for the asylum.
That's really cool. Though.
Yeah, that REM pod thing was nuts. I was like it's like the first scene in Stranger Things when the light bulb gets really bright.
Yeah.
I was like, I got those vibes. So all of a sudden they went solid and then they just like they didn't even go down through the colors and stop. It was a dead stop.
That's so cool.
Just come and like we're like, whoa, that's
really cool.
That's wild.
That is wild. That is wild, dude. Like that's nuts. I don't think we've ever had anything like that happen.
Like
using the REM pod or anything like that.
Nothing like solid like that. When we did the school in Jericho, which never became a video because a lot of stuff got corrupted or just messed up.
That video files got corrupted. Hardcore.
But we were in the basement, and when I was like terrified of the damn bird flying around in the other room, we're like, do you find it funny that I'm scared? And it went, like the REM pod went nuts. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you find it funny.
Seriously though, consider, because obviously, I don't know if you saw Craig's post, it might not be available after next spring.
Which place?
This is the Jericho Convent School and Church. I recommend going there. We've had some cool stuff happen. Nice. In the basement of that school, we caught disembodied humming.
Coming from the stairwell.
Coming from one of the stairwells. And we went upstairs and we were talking with Zinger and Jimmy. And I was like, guys, you can't be humming. Like, I thought it was
Zinger's like, when did you ever hear me hum?
Yeah. We were just like, guys, you can't be humming. And Jimmy just goes, oh, I didn't think it was that loud. So that made me think that was them even more. And I was like, yeah, but you're contaminating audio when we're trying to do stuff downstairs.
Right.
And then he goes, I thought Zinger was humming. And he goes, in the time that you've known me, when have I ever hummed?
Right.
And that they were recording during that time too, and they're just quietly sitting in a chair.
That was one of the pieces of footage that I was able to look at that wasn't corrupted. Yeah. Their camera never caught it. Ours did.
And it was loud. It was loud in person.
And we heard it.
Wow.
Yeah. And it
was just like,
like
it was a lady hum.
It was a female hum. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, what are you guys doing up here that you guys are
so
contaminating audio?
Right.
But yeah,
I hope I can hear. I've heard little hums and whistles at the asylum before, but nothing that was like holy shit.
Right.
Like, that's nuts. But just kind of like little whistles, little hums. First time I was there, we were upstairs and the light for one of the ends of the halls turned on. Don't know how that happens. That building doesn't have power to most of it.
Wow. Kaylee and I were opening it up for one of the last tours of the season, and we went down the stairs to like open up the doors to the tunnels. Mm-hmm. And
that reminds me of another experience.
Immediately, as soon as we walked down the stairs, we both started having like weird anxiety, like panic attacks. But we were just like, we need to open it. So we just kept walking. And then all of a sudden you just see like through the door, you see a light flickering. The lights in the tunnels shouldn't be on.
Right.
They were all on.
Oh, wow.
And we went down and we were like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
go figure.
Like, who left the lights on?
You have that, and then you're also like, oh, go figure. Well, before there's even guests here, before we're even investigating.
Yeah. So we're like walking through and we're quick doing our own little session. She grabbed one of her like pieces of gear, the Alice box. Mm-hmm. And we started asking questions like, did any of you guys turn the lights on? Was it somebody, can you give us a name of like who maybe like left the lights on here? And it came through and it just said like lights or something. Mm-hmm. And we were like, all right, cool. Like a piece of equipment with no microphone attached is giving us an answer or like that's relevant to like what the question we asked. So like it's always like that little stuff that gets me excited. And then once we turned the lights off, it like said off.
Oh jeez.
I was like, this is awesome.
Right.
And then we went back and I was like, that was cool. And then we were like, as soon as we got back upstairs, like that anxiety feeling like went away. And then when I went back down there, I never got it again. But I don't know if she did. I'll have to ask her. But it was
I've never gotten feelings like that before in the place. I just never have.
That's my signal to know when something's about to happen.
Right.
Is my anxiety starts to spike now. And now people are, I've said this on the show a couple of times. People say, or they think that I'm an empath or something, but I don't know. Like
maybe
my anxiety just spikes, but that doesn't mean anything. Like it just means like, oh, I know something's about to happen.
They're just susceptible to different energy, really.
Like
I guess there's a difference between empath versus actual just being sensitive to it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the doors, and that reminded me. So those doors we have to prop open with bricks.
Yep.
I think it was the same tour where a priest was swearing at me through Ashley. We had people down in the tunnels, and at some point we heard what sounded like maybe a bang or something from down that hall. So we're like, oh, that's weird. So I was like, who wants to come with me to see if we can figure out what that was? So one of the guests was like, oh, I'll go. So we go over there. We go to there, and I kind of pushed the door open, let it shut against the brick. And I was like, you guys tell us down there if it sounds the same. They're like, that wasn't it. Nothing like that. So then I just pulled the door as pushed the brick. And they're like, that is the exact sound.
It was the brick being pushed?
Yeah. So we're like, so someone's trying to shut us in the tunnels.
Oh.
Oh no, that's a no. That's a bugaboo for me.
Like, so we're gonna wrap this up soon. Go to the boiler room and go back upstairs because we don't need to be getting shut into these tunnels.
Yeah, that's a no go for me, man.
As soon as they're like, that's it. I'm like, oh come. I'm like, it couldn't have just been the door hitting the wall. Like it had to be
the brick
being dragged across the floor trying to shut the door.
So I didn't know that the strength of those doors at one point, and it was this just shows how, I don't know, amateurish I am or how chicken shit I am at some points, because
someone was holding it back for you.
So we're in the tunnels, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take your picture. If that 7 foot whatever tall spirit is here, I'm gonna take your picture. All right, 3, 2, 1, cheese. I'm like taking a bunch of pictures on my phone. And I didn't get anything, and then I was like, somebody said, oh, you probably it's because you didn't ask for permission. And I was like, you know what? Maybe that's it.
Fair.
Well, we did a spirit box session, and I'm holding the spirit box, and it said pissed off. And I was like, are you pissed off because I didn't ask to take your photo, and that's why you also weren't in my photos? And it said, yeah.
Okay, of course.
Like you had the stuck into it, like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We go on our merry way. We're going through. And it's time to lock up the door. So I was like, all right, someone go with me to help lock these doors, because I hate being down in the basement by myself. And I go to push the door. Well, those doors are hard to move because of the hinges. And then once it gets to a certain point, it sucks.
Stops. Yeah.
It sucks itself to close. And I said, holy shit. I thought I've never.
Something pulled it on you.
I thought something pulled it on me. And I freaked out. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
and I was like, so I tested it again. I opened the door, and then it did it again. I was like, okay, neat. I'm just a freaking chicken shit.
Right. Yeah. So I almost got shut in the tunnels with Ashley and a group of 15, 20 people.
No, that would suck. No.
That would have been real fun to figure out. Yeah. You want to hear my little... So this story is...
If you ever ask, do you want to hear? I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Fair enough. So this is one time I believe I was it's weird to say, but fully physically manipulated.
Okay.
So when my parents split, me, my mom, my sister went to live with my grandparents while my mom was house hunting. Standard, right? So my sister and I was in kindergarten, so she was 3. So we were young. We shared my uncle's old bedroom. There was one night I had a dream. I remember the dream very distinctly because it's such a dumb dream. So as little kids, I thought, if you touched fire, you died, right? You just died automatically. So I had a dream that I touched a fire and I died immediately. And I was floating up to heaven.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
In my dream.
Yeah.
So it gets to a certain point in this dream and I wake up and I very distinctly remember falling from the ceiling onto my bed. Like just.
Oh.
Right. Didn't think much. Didn't think much of it. Obviously I didn't tell anybody because I was like.
Who's going to believe you?
Right. Even at that little, I'm like, I know people well enough to know they're not going to believe me. Right. Cut to years later. I move at one point. My sister helps me, or my brother-in-law helps me, and I had a friend helping me as well. And we're like, well, let's go grab dinner, right? We're at dinner, chatting, start telling little ghost stories. So I start telling this one. I was like, I remember one time, when we were living at our grandparents' house, and I get halfway through the sentence, and my sister goes, when you fell from the ceiling? No fucking way. I was like, what? Bizarre. She's like, I remember seeing you fall from the ceiling.
No fucking way.
See, I'm like, I nearly shit my pants in Applebee's because I was like,
and this time it wasn't because of the food.
Not because of the food. But and it was so abrupt in the middle of my sentence the way she said it. She's like, when you fell from the ceiling? And it was just so casual too, the way she said it.
How old is your sister at this point?
Right now, she's 27, 20. Yeah, she's 3.5 years younger than me. I'll be 31 next week. So she's like 27, maybe 20. I don't know. She's younger.
She's an age.
So at that time, like I said, I was in kindergarten. So that was 98. So she would have only been a couple years old. So it's not something you normally that young you'd remember stuff like that unless it was like a very big thing. So cut to even a couple more years after that. This is actually very recent. Within the last year, I was at my mom's and we were chatting and stuff like that and kind of talking about the spirits at her house. She's like, since you kids moved out, I really haven't experienced much. I was like, great. So follow me, right? But we're talking about that. And I was like, well, I think there's something at Grandpa and Grandma's old house. I was like, because I explained the story. Mm-hmm. She's like, your Uncle Mario had the same experience when he was younger. I was like, what? I was like, what? First, why am I just hearing about this? Knowing me, I want to hear stuff like that. And number two, what? She's like, well, yeah, he explained something very similar, that he was like lifted off his bed and dropped back onto his bed. They didn't think much of it because my uncle had like some mental health issues. Okay. So, and he was one of my uncles that was adopted. So he had a lot of self-soothing behavior, like hitting himself in the head and stuff like that you see in some of those kids. Right. They thought that he was just hitting his face on his pillow and his brain just told him that's what happened. But then, so I told my mom what happened to me and she's like, oh, that makes sense because Mario had like the same thing happened to your uncle.
That's so weird.
That's so insane.
I was like, can you stop?
That's insane.
I haven't gotten a message back yet. So a classmate of mine, when my grandparents moved out of that house, his family moved in. So I sent him a message. I was like, I have the most bizarre question for you. It's like, basically, I had something really strange happen at the house when my grandparents owned it. I want to know if you've had any weird experiences there. Haven't gotten a message back yet because he was not one of my friends. So okay. I was like, but I was like, if he says that he had any kind of similar experience or any kind of paranormal experience at all, I'm gonna go burn that house down because I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, that was, I full 100% believe I was like physically lifted out of bed and dropped onto that bed.
Well, yeah, especially if your mom can corroborate another time.
Right. She's like, yeah, she's like, yeah, your uncle said the same thing when he was younger. I'm like, oh.
Great. Like, thanks for telling me.
And it's not like one of those things where like you're half asleep and you feel yourself fall and you wake up. Like you said, your sister. Even.
Yeah, your sister, your mom, and your uncle are all.
Yeah. The fact that my sister so casually said, oh, when you fell from the ceiling? like Elle Woods and Legally Blonde, like it's hard. It was that same tone. You felt when you fell from the ceiling? Like yes.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
I was like, here, I thought I was crazy. Because like I said, I woke up from a dream. So I was like, maybe that was part of the dream, the falling part. Because I died from touching fire. Like,
what the hell?
It was so bizarre. But I mean, my aunt at that house has had little experiences because her mom had died. So she had experiences. She's like, I know my mom came to visit me once and sat on my bed and told me everything's going to be okay. My mom, her baby brother had passed when he was young. So she's like, I've had him come and like, be like, Sherry, whatever. And so like that house is not like, it's not like it's unusual for like visitors, I guess, but it's never been like haunting necessarily, more of just like, if you believe in guardian angel type of almost, that's how it's been explained kind of. But yeah, the fact that it was corroborated by 2 people, I'm like,
it's not.
I'm like, so I was either nearly abducted by aliens or or a ghost like actually lifted me off the bed and dropped me. Luckily back onto the bed and not the floor.
Yeah, right.
I mean, alien thing isn't too crazy in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's notorious.
Oh,
for UFO.
I've seen UFO too before. That was fun.
God, I'm so fascinated with the idea of aliens, but I can never like get myself on board to say yes or no that I think they're out there. Like we can't be the only intelligent species.
That's exactly what I say all the time. I was like, you are foolish if you can sit here and be like, yes, only us on planet Earth, out of the ever-expanding universe, are the only living and intelligent species.
Right. Like, I don't...
Are you kidding?
I don't...
We're probably not the only humans.
No, exactly.
Right?
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure there are other living, like, organisms, like, out there, or, like, people kind of like us, far more advanced.
Right.
You have to be. But I've never been able to like fully jump on board like I have.
Do you think
like,
it's because you've never experienced anything that could like...
Yeah, maybe it's because I've never personally seen it.
That could be. I mean,
I don't know. That's
how a lot of people are with ghost hunting. They're like,
true.
They're like, I don't believe in it. But then if something happens, they're like, oh.
Then they want to dig deeper.
That's kind of how Brock is. Like, he's still pretty skeptical. And he's still one who's like, I want to debunk everything before I...
Right, and you should.
Which you should. But... even now he's like no, there's still, that's definitely some kind of other plane of existence. I always compare it to, and I keep saying Stranger Things, so bleep it if you have to for copyright stuff, but like I compare it almost to like the Upside Down that how they just display it in the show. Like, yeah, like they're still there. They're kind of like just on the opposite thing. That's why when they interact with our stuff, it lights up. Just like in the show, they interact with lights. Right. While they're in the Upside Down, the lights flicker and they get brighter and stuff. Yeah. It's like, that's kind of like a good way to me, at least to me, that's a very easy way to explain it. And for people to visualize it. Right. And to be like, this is maybe why we can't see them all the time, because they're not on our plane of how we're existing. They're still here. They're just on like the other side. Yeah. No, that's an easy rationality to like give it away to explain it to somebody. Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's a perfect explanation. Yeah, I mean UFOs. I think I've seen one before, so I'm totally on board with it. Sheboygan County, I think, is notorious for having UFOs. Like, I don't remember what town, but there's like an alien like themed bar. Dedicated. I believe that bar is closed. Is it closed? The owner passed away. Oh, that's sad. Because I tried to look up like a bunch of stuff for like haunted Wisconsin stuff for us, and I believe they had like a farewell party last year or 2 years ago because the owner passed away. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. But it's like some of the other guys Benson or that place in the Benny chat too, and they're like, "Oh no, it closed because the guy passed." I think, and they're like showcased on when Destination Fear went to. Yes, I just watched it this morning. It's that restaurant or diner or whatever. That's where I saw it. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm the one I saw. I was in my hometown. It was very strange. I was walking with my roommate down by the high school. Not that you know where that is. Yes. Down by this place. I can visualize a generic school. You guys are totally understanding of all geography in the entire world. Every building is. But we were walking down. It's basically a big, long street. Yeah. And I assumed what was an airplane coming like from the distance because it was like an orange light. It was coming, but it was kind of like almost like zigzagging as it was coming towards us. So I'm like, well, that's strange. Maybe I was like, maybe a farmer's flying his plane out there or something. But it was at night, so like, why would a farmer be out, right? Right. And as it gets closer, there's no sound at all. And as it gets a little closer, we see more lights, and it's whatever it was shaped like a boomerang. like a boomerang's flying. And whereas planes will have lights on either end of the wings flashing, this one had lights, but they're flashing like in a, like if this is it, they're flashing like this, going around it.
Oh.
Don't know. And again, still no sound. Like if there's a jet, you hear the jet engine. If there's a plane, you hear the motor. It was silent.
That's
and it just
interesting.
kept going. So bizarre. And I'm is it alien? Who hell knows, right?
Right.
But like it was just so strange that it was silent and it zigzagged towards us, and an orange light on the front instead of like a normal white light.
Yeah, I wouldn't easily say it's a plane if it's zigzagging and stuff.
Right.
Like
because a plane wouldn't, a flight path wouldn't go like that unless they were like a stunt plane or something.
Right.
Which in the middle of over a top of like a farm, no, you're not going to have that.
No.
Yeah, it was strange.
No, that is strange.
Brock said he's seen one of those triangle ones that they keep showing all over the place with like the red lights on the bottom.
Okay.
He said he's seen something like that before.
That's really cool though.
It is. Oh, it's so fascinating. I'm like, and now the government's like, yeah, they're real. I'm like, well, no kidding. What was the post I saw? I was like, oh, only in America the government can tell you that the aliens are real and nobody reacts. It's like
everyone knew.
One, we already know, and like we're like ready for them to take us out. We're like, please beam me up. Let's go.
Take me away from here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. I mean, all the ghost stuff is fascinating, obviously.
Right.
Now that I have a second job, I have more money that I can actually buy things.
More big boy toys.
I can get more big boy toys.
Is there anything else that you want to tell us? I mean, I don't know.
I think I've gone through all my little itty bitty stories that I've had. I really haven't had much other than little things at Glen Beulah. The one time I did a tour there. I mean, I haven't really had much else happen. I don't have as much opportunity to go and do stuff since it's usually just me.
Right.
It's just me.
Having to foot the bill on a bunch of places like that, though, if you like try to do a private investigation, it's such a pain in the ass.
It's a pain. Yeah. I'd be fine if I had a couple if there are other people in Door County that are like, oh, I'm interested. Like, let's actually be part of this
it's
group.
so nice when you can split it up.
But it's like, it's technically just me. Brock just kind of tags along if he can. Like, it's pretty much just me. I'm my whole group.
But being solo is also nice because if you go to a place and something happens,
you know there's no pollution.
You know there's no contamination from anybody else.
I don't think I could walk into a building and do an investigation all by myself with no one else around. I'm too much of a chicken shit for that. Like, I'm fine that we're both going to be in the building, but we'll be in our separate areas.
Yeah, I think
I feel more comfortable with
need
that.
Like another person at least in the building. Like if something happens, like I get locked in somewhere or what, even like or anything that I can be like, was that
someone's breaking in? Just throw that person right at him.
Right.
Take
him.
Trip him while you run. Keep going. You know?
Safety.
Every zombie or slasher movie. Oh no!
Right. Next one filmed at the Asylum. You know, whatever.
But all right, then I think we can wrap this up. Mike, thank you for being my season finale guest.
Yeah, no pressure, but
no, you did great. If it
the equipment was bad,
tech issues on that one camera, and I can't wait to like go through all that. I hope everything's saved on that SD card, because otherwise that's gonna be a blank. We're gonna figure it out.
I just won't be on camera for the first 15-20 minutes.
I think it should be okay. I can't wait to go through it though, because that camera shouldn't do that. It's never done that
it'll be
before.
Interesting to see if you like see or hear anything just on that.
I thought I did see, like, I would keep my eye on it too every so often when you were talking, and I thought I saw something go by it.
Ooh.
So I don't know.
That gets tricky though, because even with like my camera that I'd have it like when I was at the bar. I had it propped up, and my friend Liz, who joined us in it. I guess that's kind of how my group works. Whoever joins me.
Yeah.
She was sitting there kind of watching it as we were going. She's like, I keep seeing it moving, but I think that's just some of those screens when you stare at it for so long, your eyes just do that.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that was because I've reviewed some of it, and I was like, there's no movement. Where she keeps saying there's movement. So I was like, I think that's just either just the display screen or just her eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been something, but I thought I saw like something white go by at one point. So I don't know. It'll be fun to look back
really
at.
Fun, yeah. Especially sitting in this chair. Just be like, Someone's like, I'm not happy that somebody's in this chair.
No, probably not. But yeah, I would just like to say thank you all for listening. This is the last podcast of 2023. I have some guests already set up for next year. I've got one for next month. So hopefully you can join for that. Figure it out. Hopefully I'll have a desk by then. But if you want to follow us on social media, we're at Ghosts and Us everywhere. You can join our Facebook group, Ghosts and Us Paranormal Investigators. It's not really, it's just, we like to share stuff. We like to have you interact with us there. Mike, is there any place they can follow you?
Yeah.
That you want to share?
So mine is all just at RED Paranormal because RED Paranormal was taken.
Boo.
Right. And they're inactive. So I can't even, just give it to me, right? RED Paranormal on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Facebook's not active. Don't think you're going to get anything out of that. Then TikTok is most active only because those are easy just to in the moment. YouTube, there'll be videos eventually once I have time to actually review like the last 2 or 3 investigations I've been on.
Right.
In the last several months. So eventually there'll be stuff up there too. There was one video from the first one at my in-laws place. So there's at least something.
I feel like TikTok is definitely the place to get like people.
Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok's where we have most of our following, I guess, if you want to say
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, they're short clips. People like attention spans lately, just really set for the short clips.
Well, that's why Vine did so good because it was 6 seconds. Well, one, it was actually entertaining because you were forced to be creative.
Yeah.
You had to be super creative to get something in 6 seconds.
Yep.
But also the attention spans. You didn't have to sit even through 30 seconds of a video to get to the point. You got it in
And I mean, it's
immediately.
It's nice that TikTok has like the 3-minute and the 10-minute thing now, but like it's just so much easier to scroll through.
Yeah. Instead of searching and then clicking and then
Yeah.
I agree.
We do post our full investigations on YouTube, and I'm really looking forward to going to our next one. It's getting real pumped.
I bet. I get really excited when I go too. I just have to have the opportunities to actually between 2 jobs. I'm like, oh God.
Well, I appreciate that you were able to make this work. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all for it. It's easy. All my stuff for Christmas is done besides packing up for staying at people's houses. So
right.
I had nothing to do otherwise. I just sitting at home playing games otherwise.
Yep.
Sweet.
So.
Yeah, that concludes this 2023 season of Ghosts and Us. Make sure you follow us, and we will see you next year.